Hi, and welcome to API CAN Code's Unit 2, Computational Foundations of Data Science. In this lesson, Lesson 2.1, students will talk about what data science is, experience a small-scale data science investigation, and watch a video for observations on all the activities that make up data science. We open with the discussion question, what do you think of when you think of data science? Students might give a wide variety of responses, including things like data visualization, big data management, programming, or mathematical modification of data. Try to highlight the variety in their responses as you facilitate this discussion. The major activity for today is looking into food deserts in DC. We have an article for students to read and think about to understand the problem and consider further information that they want to explore. We encourage students to choose a question as they finish that article. So some ideas might be, where is the worst food desert? Do food deserts have patterns to them, or are there solutions? Our major resource for this lesson comes from Open Data DC. There's a data set called grocery store locations that identifies each grocery store in Washington, DC. You can see the map over on the right. And this shows the number of grocery stores and locations by ward. Now we're having students do a bit of calculation or their own research. Students should identify the closest metro stop to each grocery store and calculate the distances from that metro stop to that store. Once they've done that, we want them to enter their data into this Google Sheet that we've prepared and create any graphs or analysis that they think would present an interesting finding or potentially help answer one of their questions. We're going to have students present those findings to the class and see if they have an answer to their original question. Some students might not, it might be still a little undecided, but some of them may have come up with some kind of response. And then let's follow up with what further information would you want to continue your investigation? So obviously this is a investigation of limited scope. Even if students get to sort of dig into this data set, they're probably not going to solve food deserts within this class period. So it's interesting to see sort of where they would like to go next. Our next activity is watching a video that's supposed to highlight some of the diversity in data science. So this video is about TikTok viral video tracking. We have a link here to this video on YouTube to watch together as a class. And as you're starting the video, it's helpful for students to think about the question, what data do you expect them, meaning this team, to collect about these TikTok videos? At about 9 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, mostly to help break it up, and to help students stay focused, it's helpful to ask a couple of these questions. Why are record companies trying to sign artists with viral TikTok hits? How do you think they know who to sign? And what artist is going viral this week? Part of this is connecting student interest to this class period, but part of it is also just making sure that they're paying attention to what's going on in the video. Some more questions here. Spotify releases editorial playlists put out by the company. What effect do students think this has on record companies' control on the music market? And does this create a better or worse situation for independent artists? You could also ask students to consider if they were in the role of an independent artist, would they like this system or would they not, and why? We want to deliver some concrete information about data science, and what we're focusing on here is that it's an intersection of several different fields, notably programming, statistics, machine learning, and applications to different applied fields. It includes data processing, data visualization, working with probability, and other skills. And we think of data science investigations as these ongoing processes. So we got to do a bit of an investigation today, right? We collected data, we analyzed it, we interpreted it, and we brought that back to the problem. But students probably noticed that at the end of that cycle, we asked if there was additional stuff that we'd want to look into. And of course, that's sort of this ongoing process. Our exit ticket today is to have students poke around Open Data DC a little bit. And what we're going to do is have them paste the link to their data set as their first response, identify some of the variables and other things that are in it in the second response, talk about why they think it's important or interesting in the third, and finally conclude with what is one question you have about this data. This is mostly to review those skills from Unit 1 on sort of what is data, what kinds of data can there be, and also sort of extending that into, okay, and what data science questions would I want to ask about this data set. Thanks for tuning into this lesson walkthrough, and as always, appreciate you teaching the API Can Code curriculum.